One. Hello everyone. Today we'll be discussing about the race condition of Terraform execution. That means when multiple developers execute the Terraform command at the same time, and how to prevent that race condition using the locking feature provided by Terraform. Okay. So that to understand that scenario, what is race conditions? Let's look at one of the diagram. Suppose in your team there are two developers, developer A and developer B, and both are trying to modify one of the common infrastructure which is deployed in AWS. Suppose developer A is trying to change the instance type from T2 micro to T2 small, and at the same time, developer B is also interested to change the infrastructure size from T2 micro to M4 large. If they are executing the Terraform apply command at the same time, then whose changes will be persisted at the end. So this creates confusion. If one of the developer is operating on the shared infrastructure, the developer should acquire a lock on the infrastructure so that any changes needs to be done that will be done only by the developer A. During that period of time, developer B cannot do any changes to the infrastructure because this infrastructure is locked by developer A. Once the developer A completes its work, then it will release the lock, and then developer B can get the latest state of the infrastructure, then acquire the lock, then it can change from that recent state to the next state. So in this way, we will be avoiding this race conditions. So to avoid this race condition in Terraform, we need to make use of the locking feature provided by Terraform, and for that we need to make use of DynamoDB as the backend because in DynamoDB we will be utilizing the locking feature. Okay, so for that we need to provision DynamoDB and we need to configure our Terraform script also like this. We need to make use of DynamoDB table. This is one of the attribute, and you need to provide the already existing DynamoDB table. Okay, so I have created a DynamoDB table having name Terraform log. Let's look at the DynamoDB table. Okay, so here the primary key is log ID. Here the primary key is log ID, and you have to provide the value like this. Okay, and this will be created automatically, and this is the primary key. Okay, so let's look at one of the example. Suppose any Terraform command acquires a log. Okay, suppose I want to run Terraform plan command. Let's run the same Terraform plan command over here. Here I have opened two windows just to showcase that how the only one of the commands succeeds in acquiring log. So I have executed both of the command at the same time or nearly same time. Let's look at what happens. Okay, Terraform init. Let me initialize the backend. Okay, this is done. Let's execute these commands at nearly same time. So both are saying they are acquiring lock, but this guy failed, and it is saying conditional check failed exception because this guy has already acquired the lock. So in this way, we are avoiding the race condition. So even if both are trying at the same time, one will fail, another one will succeed. You can see during that time it will create a, yeah, Terraform state. Yeah, yes, this one it is. This is the lock. Okay, so it has released the lock, as you can see, releasing state lock, and at the beginning it would have acquired the lock. So all the operation within this time period, it is being locked by this developer. Okay, so this is how we are avoiding the race condition. So here we discussed about how to avoid the race condition. So one more problem still resides. As we are operating on the same infrastructure code, that means the same Terraform script to deploy multiple environments, suppose dev test environments and staging environment or production environment. So if we will modify anything on the dev test environment and it got broke, it will also affect the staging environment. Okay, so we should separate this out. That means for dev test environment, we should put all the infrastructure code in the dev test folder. For staging environment, we should create a staging folder, and for production environment, we should create a production folder. If we will segregate each of these things in different folders, and we will modify the code on those dedicated folders, then no one will interfere with the another environment. They will be modified individually. So for that, we need to segregate them into multiple folders, and more on that we'll be discussing on the next video, like what is the file layout and how to segregate them into different folders. Thanks for watching.